Jim here, father for the father and son duo of Fantasy for the Ages, and I'm here again today to just in 5 minutes or less discuss my reaction to 11 full seasons of The Walking Dead, one of our quick take episodes. If you enjoy this video, like it down below, and we'd love to see you subscribe to our channel. Makes our hearts all warm and fuzzy to know some of you like it enough to follow us and check out all the other content we've got here on our YouTube channel. Zach and I just love sharing what we love about fantasy and sci-fi. Our channel in general is spoiler light, so unless we explicitly warn you, we choose not to spoil the things we discuss. And that's true about this episode as well. We'll say full spoilers if it's something you shouldn't watch before you have read or consumed the fantasy or sci-fi media. This one, you're safe. I'm going to talk about The Walking Dead. I'll mention certain aspects of this TV adaptation, but I won't reveal the plot points. That's for you to discover. If, of course, you haven't watched it already, maybe you're like me and you loved this show. Just earlier this week, I finished the final 11th season of The Walking Dead. It's been a thrill ride of a show, and I really enjoyed the way they brought a lot of things back together for the conclusion. But don't get me wrong, this is not a perfect show. It has plenty of flaws. I know people who watched the first few seasons and loved it and then along the way fell off the Walking Dead wagon out of sheer boredom, and I get that. But I was committed. I'd invested in this show and in these characters. I'm also a certified completionist. I love seeing something through to the end. You've really gotta suck to see me drop off before the end of something, whether a book series or a show. Suck being subjective, of course. For example, I've given up on reading Discworld, Terry Pratchett's massive series. The little I've tried, it just didn't work for me at all. But I'd be tarred and feathered for officially proclaiming Discworld as sucky. Not going there, but subjectivity. Back to The Walking Dead. This series was inspired by an exceptional comic book series, which I've read in its entirety. So this is an adaptation. I really value that the show pretty much covers all the key plot lines from the series. It definitely puts a new spin on things, so having read the comics, you couldn't be sure what was going to happen. Certainly different characters live versus dying, and there's some new key characters that are introduced in the TV adaptation. But I felt like all the key crises were there, and all the major villains were well represented. In fact, I honestly think the show does a better performance, gives better justice to some of the bad guys than the comics did. That said, the comic series, hands down, is better than the show. I know, broken record. The source material is better than the adaptation. And honestly, I plan to reread this series fairly soon. But that takes nothing away from the quality of this series. It really was a good show. Perhaps both the best and the worst of this TV adaptation is their commitment to character development. As the seasons went on, they really poured into growing these characters and helping you learn their motivations, what makes them tick. And it's important, really, when you understand the crux of this show, as well as the comic book series. It's not really a show about zombies, which, by the way, they never use. I think there's some fancy copyright issues going on there. They never say zombie. It's The Walking Dead. This is a show about the people and how they respond, living, surviving, eventually thriving in the midst of a world of zombies. Character development led to some pretty slow episodes, particularly mid-series, but the acting and the writing was solid. And I always felt like the action scenes and the major development episodes were sufficient payoff for making it through the slow stuff. Okay, that's what I got. I hope you will watch this show. If you already did, I hope you enjoyed it. If you never finished it, I'd encourage you to get back to it. The ending really does make it worthwhile, and there's even spin-offs coming now. If you have never checked this out, do so, but really, check out the comics first. All right, that's it. Thanks, everyone. We'll talk to you next time.